Is Reem Abdullah, a 15-year-old Sudanese American born in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm the oldest of three sisters in a family of five. Although I have the American passport and nationality, both my parents are fully fledged Sudanese adults, making my roots African. My first language, surprisingly, is English. My second is Arabic, and I have also taught myself some Japanese. My moving to this small country, Qatar, is as a result of both my parents' professions, engineering and academic advising. I'm on my way to finishing off my 7th year in this desert. For this recount assignment, I interviewed a relative, my mother, about her culture when she was younger. By comparing her responses with my understanding of the culture, I'll examine how and why my culture has changed or stayed the same over time. One of the cultural holidays my culture is rich with and I grew up practicing is Eid al-Fitr that comes after Ramadan. On this festive day, I would enjoy the blessings of food after a month without much of it, with family and friends. To me, it's about having fun, designing special and unforgettable memories whilst being surrounded by the people I enjoy being with. However, to my parents, it was more of a bonding time than anything else, like with neighbors, other branches of the family, old and new friends, and people they haven't contacted in a while. It was a time of relaxation and enjoyment with highly appreciated and important people in addition to their traditional cooking methods and the food itself. More than anything else, even more than a simple cultural holiday, it was a strong religious event that celebrated the life of Ismail. Just behind the slight change in perspective between generation before me and myself would probably do with the place, time, and people. By place, I mean how my parents celebrated in Sudan with cultural views that were constantly surrounding them. Unlike me, who hasn't gotten these parents experienced those privileges because I've lived my whole life in a more globalized culture. This would also mean the passage of time has had a considerable effect on these changes. In former generations, religion and culture were more important, so they stayed the same because of the little to no contact they made with other cultures. Supposed to me, who was born in a more evolved generation, scored by a globalized set of cultural traits and strong effects on my cultural background. Now, having the right people around me, like family and Sudanese people, could also have one of the chief factors in the gap between my parents and my perspective I read out loud. The aspect that doesn't normally cross my mind would be family. When I really give the word some thought, all family could possibly signify all five simple numbers that I happen to live with, or from a wider standpoint, the people I come into contact with on my daily routine, such as teachers, friends, and maybe even pets. Regarding my parents and generations even farther back, family was considered quite the big deal, similar as it is in Qatar, with a much deeper meaning. Family was the bigger picture, which meant extended beyond your household to your aunts, uncles, cousins, fourth cousins, and many more big and small branches. Family name was a traditional technique to use to convey whom you belong to and which social class you sit on. You should consider that your pride, strength, and authority came and depended on it. This change in this special feature from my culture is likely due to where I live and the difference in communities my parents and I belong to. Throughout the development of my parents' cultural backgrounds, they had never had to leave their home country, leaving them inserted in a web of social classes and family names in a community that diffused a spirited sense of pride into such qualities. I, on the other hand, was born and raised in a more westernized community where the concept of equality was enforced on everyone with no exceptions, so little thought was given to your family or where you came from.